Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Lenox Justifier of Innocence, created by Zeus and Demeter to save humanity. I am Lenox, and I'm here with Mr. Buddy, the guard dog. And before we get started in today's episode, I did just want to tell you a few things. First of all, for those of you who have been following along religiously, I want to say thank you so much. Over the last week, we finally broke 1,000 subscribers, which for a new channel, to do that in the first couple months is very good. So I wanted to thank you for your support. And we've also managed to get over 10,000 views. So we're well on our way to becoming a little bit more established in the YouTube world. And that is just going to allow us to be able to create more amazing content, be able to experiment more with the type of videos that we put out for you. So again, I wanted to thank you for that. For helping us grow, and I hope that we can remain friends and can create amazing stories together. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be doing the 5th part of the absolving of women and children. You will want to make sure that you stay tuned till the end so that you hear what's coming next in the series. As always, before we start this week's episode, I just wanted to do a quick reminder that all of our stories, although they are loosely based on current world events, they are carried out in fantasy, fiction, and imagination. All of the characters portrayed are fictional, as well as the events. We hope that you enjoy the show. Now remember that the stories are told in a way that you can listen to it like an audiobook while you're driving or going to get ready to cook dinner or doing some other type of activity that requires your attention. You can also just listen, but we create all the imagery for those of you who do like to watch and need a little bit of assistance in creating that picture for you. So with that said, we are going to get started on today's show. The crew was already at the sanctuary upon Lenox, Ogard, and Mr. Buddy's return. After briefly describing Poseidon's kingdom, satisfying their curiosity, Lenox and Ogard discussed their plan for extracting and relocating Puntantero. The Triple Bros were eager to get going. Bully, Carlita and Vetrani, however, had more questions. Wait, are we bringing Puntantero to Poseidon's kingdom? No, Poseidon is going to collect him at the shore with a tidal wave. He's then going to transport him to the prison.
But what if he escapes?
He is in such a weakened state from the battle and fighting to free himself from the core of the earth that if he does escape, recapture him will be easier.
That makes sense.
It would be a while before he can cause damage at the level that he was prior to being put in there. Okay, I will call them today. I'm sure they're going to be happy to assist us.
That is great.
Ogard had mentioned to me that something that I couldn't stomach at first, but because of the thought of aligning myself with evil for even a moment made me cringe. But then something dawned on me.
What is it you speak of, Lenox?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It hit me that we do not have to align ourselves with any evil to use this concept to benefit us in this mission. We simply need to plant the seed. By mistakenly letting Puntantero know about Oba Kasanama's plan, he would divert his obsession of committing evil acts on humanity to stop these other monsters from trying to take what he believes is rightfully his, and that is overthrowing Hades and ruling the underworld.
Ogard looked over at Lenox.
I had said to unite for this one fight, But your idea is brilliant. Use his narcissism against him, since he will not allow them to push him out.
So are we going to let him escape?
No. We're going to do everything in our power to relocate him without escaping. But I'm going to inform Poseidon to plant the seed, so that in the event, if he does escape for some reason, he's not going to add to our problem. He's actually going to end up being part of the solution.
Oh, I see.
Without knowing, he's going to be helping us in our cause. And that way we don't feel, we're not really aligning ourselves with him if he escapes. But if he doesn't, then we'll have to go about it a whole different way.
Okay, so we'll need a plan B then.
I'm going to need you guys to get every social media influencer, all the conservative news, those conspiracy theorists, internet sleuths, everybody involved in exposing who is behind the absolving of women and children and why. The people need to know what's going on.
I've already comprised a list for you.
Akila, I'm going to need you to come up with some natural medicine to heal the minds of those who are mentally ill and the confused people who have been exploited to carry out this sadistic plan.
I have those names and contact information for those brave patriots. Lenox took a look at the list. A lot of them work with the Daily Wire, so that makes it very easy to contact. We have the Patriot twins, Elon, Trump, DeSantis, and Tucker.
That's a good start, Amalia. They're already working on exposing the corruption, so it's not going to take a lot of convincing on my part once they learn the truth of what is going on.
Josephine made the calls, and they were more than agreeable. In fact, they were eager to assist.
Carlitla, would the fairies be able to help in distributing the medicine that Akila just came up with?
Yes, of course they would. They can use the fairy dust to decipher who needs it, since some are paid actors and hired by those goons.
That's perfect. Then I can punish them accordingly for their part in this monstrous absolving of women and children. Now that the logistics are in place, it's time for us to head to the core and start the extraction of Puntantero.
Amalia will be staying behind, conducting surveillance, and she'll be able to communicate if any demons escape, while Leska and Olgard went to the extraction site to clear it of any innocent civilians and to give Poseidon the green light to act. Lenox and her crew arrived at the core of the earth. The crew took their positions. Vetrani positioned herself to use the baboon dread flip to knock escaping demons back in. Billy and Carlita and Nay will position themselves to create a triangle from Vetrani's position. The Triple Bros will combine their powers to contain Puntantero, while Lenox carefully splits the earth in half and then closes it back up. The earth began to tremble. Lenox split the earth like a Cadbury egg. Quickly, the demons began to scurry over Puntantero, trying to get out. Carlita began to use her eyes to spray bullets, while Bully suffocated them. They retreated across the other way, only to be met by boom. Vetrani whipped her dreads, causing them to fall back in, all on top of Puntantero. Amalia chimed in. "There are more to the left of Bully," she directed. "Just a few more minutes, Lenox. Puntantero's on his way up." Puntantero was swatting them out of his way like insects as he made his way to the top. The Triple Bros pounced. Andres used his rope hands to tie him up. Akila used his high-pitched waves, causing his eardrums to nearly explode. But in his rage, he kept pushing through, trying to break free of Andres' ropes. Abaddon got him to make eye contact, and his skin immediately began to bubble up, bursting with billions of fire ants chewing away at his flesh. None of this was fazing him. He continued to fight. "Just hold on a little longer, guys," I yelled. Upon hearing her voice, Puntantero's rage boiled over, and he was breaking free. Lenox sealed up the earth and came to their aid, turning Andres' ropes into golds of the gods, impossible to break free from. The rope encapsulated his body like a mummy. It was magnificent. "I didn't know I could do that," Lenox joked with the crew. "There's trouble at the shore," Bully yelled. Bully, Carlita Ine, and Vetrani rushed to the shore to help Olgard and Leska. They were being bombarded by rioters, fighting to keep them back. Carlita Ine blew fire from her eyes to keep them back. Bully began to fight Krav Maga. She didn't want to risk permanently injuring any humans with her superpowers. Vetrani, hurry, rip that head. "Hold them off," she yelled. "I want to time it for the delivery of Puntantero." Poseidon was growing increasingly angry at the sight, trying to control himself. "These stupid humans," he thought to himself. "How can they not see they are being used?" A part of him wanted to release the tsunami, but he exercised restraint. The waves were crashing as Lenox on the and shore. The Triple Bros approached. Vetrani positioned herself. With her dread flip, all the rioters were blown back away from the shoreline. Amalia yelled to Poseidon, "You're clear, Poseidon." Poseidon unleashed an angry, tall tidal wave that swooped Puntantero beneath the depths of the ocean, putting out the fires from Carlita Ine's eyes. Lenox scanned the area. Everyone was soaked. The rioters dispersed, running away in fear of being apprehended by the police. "Lenox, they're getting away." "They're small potatoes. I will punish them after." Lenox looked back at the ocean, and she seen Amphitrite waving to her. "We're going to take this from here and notify you once he's locked up." "Amalia, can you hear me?" "Yes, Lenox, what's up?" "How did the rioters know we were down here?" "Not sure, but I will find out." Lenox and the crew headed back to the sanctuary to regroup. When they arrived, Amalia immediately began to look into where the breach was. How did those rioters know we were going to be there? It is imperative we find out and disable it before it can compromise our plan to take down Bijan and his cronies, Feroz, Bader, and Obakasanama. When Aquila called out,
"Yo, Alexa, play some soothing jazz. I need a vibe."
Lexa and Amalia just looked at each other. "Where did that thing come from?" "Amalia, didn't you say hackers are using these as listening devices?" "Oh crap, unplug it."
"Oh man, sorry, I didn't know."
"Don't worry about it. Not your fault criminals are always ruining everything that's meant to be a good thing. I mean, look at what they did with those air tags."
"Yeah, but now they may know our plan."
"Not all of it. When did you bring this in?"
"I brought it from my car this morning."
"We should be good then. We had those discussions yesterday, but I will be sure to check into it." That's what happens when you're too lazy to get up and turn the music on yourself. As Lenox teasingly glared at Aquila. Aquila hung his head in shame. They all laughed. "Okay, let's debrief and touch base with the Patriots to see where we stand. Poseidon will notify us as soon as the seed is planted." That is going to conclude today's episode in the mini-series of the absolving of women and children. Make sure you come back at the end of the week for the finale where true justice is delivered. Also, come join us next week when we tackle newly requested subjects from our fellow patrons, starting with getting justice for babysitters who kill. You all know how I feel about defending the innocent. I hope you all are enjoying the content, the stories, and the images. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and as always, please take care of yourselves. And don't forget to go out and get a copy of the book if you haven't already. We will see you here next week, and God bless.